Okay, you've probably heard about evergreen content. What the heck is it and why is it important? I wanted to do a video about this because I've been preaching evergreen content for a while, and especially in 2025, I think it's more important than ever before. Okay, so let's dig into it. Evergreen content, if you're not familiar with this idea, is content that's timeless, meaning like I could do a video about it today, and then I could also repost it 3 months from now or 6 months from now because it's still relevant. So a lot of you who are in real estate, I know a lot of you in real estate watch my videos. Evergreen content would be like those questions you get asked all the time. Like, when you get asked something and you're like, if I could ask that one more time, that's a great piece of content, right? So things like who pays for what, or how to find a lender, or like one of the biggest mistakes first time home buyers make, or why do I have to declutter? Why do I have to pay for a stager? That is evergreen content. And the thing is with evergreen content, you're not going to go viral over some video about why is decluttering important, but that's not the goal. When you create evergreen content, wow, my neighbors are flying. When you create evergreen content, you're creating like this content library. And when you get Googled or someone is Googling that specific issue, you want your video to pop up on Google or any search platform, even TikTok, things like that. So not only is it great from like a search engine optimization thing, it's great for you getting discovered. And honestly, the leads you get from that kind of content are typically really good because a lot of people don't reach out to a realtor as immediately when they're starting to think of buying or selling, right? They think about it, they talk about it with their spouse or their partner or their family. They might talk about it with other people they know that have bought or sold recently. And then what do? They do this like online research. We all do this, right? Whether it's like real estate or like going on vacation, we do all this like online research before we actually reach out to someone. So you want to catch someone when they're doing that online research because what happens is people will come across your videos and then you'll get called or emailed or messaged 6 months later. They're like, we have binge watched all of your videos. Like my husband and I, like, we love your vibe. We've watched all your, people lurk and you want them to kind of binge your content almost like Netflix. For example, we've been doing that on YouTube, even though a lot of what I talk about is really timely. I'm talking about social media and AI, but I also talk about principles that are timeless. So we've been experimenting with like reposting. When you repost content, you're getting it out in front of a new audience. And even people who may have seen it before, a lot of times they're like, oh, I remember you saying something about that, but now that I see it again. So again, it's a way to work smarter, not harder. It's a way to get your content in front of more people. And it's just a great way to build your content library. A couple quick tips about evergreen content. I would recommend, especially for those of you who are in real estate, a couple things that do make a big difference, like be specific about your market. So if you're doing a bunch of evergreen content, like tips for first-time home buyers or why you should declutter, one little tip I'm going to give you is make sure you're specific on your market area. So like if you're in Naples, Florida, it should be what are the first-time homebuyer mistakes every first-time homebuyer makes in Naples, Florida? Or if I was advising my mom to move to Naples, Florida, this is the advice I'd give her. When you can really lean into your market area and also give your personal opinion. I think gone are the days of just like all this generic information that we could get from ChatGPT or Google. Like, I want to hear from you, right? Like, I want to know what you think, what's your hot take, maybe it's something controversial that other realtors aren't saying. That really does make a big difference. Okay, so lean into that. And then the last thing I would say with Evergreen is take some time to batch create content. That's the cool thing about Evergreen is because it's not timely. Like a market update, you can only film probably one or two of those because it has to do with what's going on right now. Upcoming community events, you're only going to record one or two of those because those events are happening this weekend. But Evergreen, you could set aside an hour or two, which I try to do every month, and batch record a bunch of them. Keep them on your phone, put them in a folder, put them in Google, however you want, like store them, and then you can post them out as you're ready to go. So let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Are you posting evergreen content? Have you ever? I would encourage you to consider it, to get back into it. If you did it at one point and haven't done it in a while, and if you've never done it, I definitely would encourage you to put it into your mix. I know for me, it's made a big difference. All right, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell button also because we have lots of new videos that come out all the time. All right, my friends, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.